Hey, welcome to another episode of the DTC Insider podcast. I'm Brian Roisentul, your host, and I'm here with the co-host, Florencia, as well. Hey, Flor, how are you doing?
Hi, doing well. And you?
Doing well. I'm super excited because we are only 1 week away from Black Friday. I cannot believe time flies, really. Of course, we have already started doing the promotional actions for this time of the year for many of the brands. So I hope you guys did as well. And I know we are all over the place right now. So we are going to keep this one short and sweet with the latest news in the industry. Okay. So let's do it. The first one, let me find my notes. One sec. Okay. The first one is that Amazon and Meta, this is a big one, made a deal, a very good deal for Meta advertisers. And the big news, in case you didn't hear, is that you are now going to be able to shop Amazon directly from Facebook and Instagram. This is a big deal, right, Flor?
Huge, huge news for advertisers and for users as well, because you can link your Amazon account and you don't even need to leave the platform to finish the purchase. So
Exactly.
changes changes the game completely.
And unfortunately, I mean, we have good news and we also have bad news for you, right? I don't know if bad news, but we might think that this is great, but this is great in many ways, but in many others, it's not so great. But let's see how it evolves. And I'm going to share that with you in a sec. But what does this partnership mean? You might be wondering, what does this mean? Well, we are not that clear yet because there isn't a lot of information around for now, at least. But what we do know so far is that allegedly you are going to be able to buy Amazon products from Facebook and Instagram feed and ads or from one of those. We are not that clear in that because on some part of the article it says ads, and in some others it said the Facebook and Instagram feed. So we are not clear whether it's going to be both of them or only one of those, right? But that's a huge deal already because um, if you sell on Amazon and you advertise on Meta right now, the only option is to send traffic to Amazon. Now that stops, and you can actually sell your Amazon products. And what customers will be able to see is what for?
Everything really. They can see like price in real time. They can see if it's available for Prime memberships. They can see everything. It's going to be a very good experience for users. Yeah,
Yes, exactly.
yeah.
So for now, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Uh, there's a drawback for the advertiser side, though.
Yeah,
Uh,
what is
yeah, Amazon hasn't changed their policies, of course, so they're not going to be sending back to Meta a lot of the user steps, the products they view, if they add to cart, if they purchase. So this is where it's not so good news for
yeah.
everyone.
So we were hoping that this was like the light as at the end of the tunnel, right? We were
Yeah.
waiting for this for so long. It's like, hey, we do have clients currently actually that they sell on Amazon, and when we advertise on Meta, it doesn't make sense, right? Because we send traffic, we don't know how that ends. We need to do many workarounds to get the results, and not even doing that, we can get them accurately. So this was like what we were expecting, but no, it seems that they will make us wait longer for this. I'm sure this partnership will evolve, but we don't know how. And we expect, I'm sure everyone doing these, I mean, Facebook and Instagram ads and selling on Amazon as well, expect Meta and Amazon let us in on the data that they collect and track purchases and many other information. That would be great to have. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's super weird because if you can run ads, but you can't optimize for purchase, you're left with traffic and it's not optimal.
Yes, exactly. So what else do we have today for?
There's another news on Meta. There is a new ad format. It's flexible ad creative. So
Okay. This year
Yeah.
they went crazy. I mean, I saw a post on LinkedIn the other day of somebody uh, doing a quick recap on every update Meta did this year. So they released like 30 or 50 updates this year alone so far. That's a lot. It was a big
Yeah.
year for Meta.
Yeah, 2023 it's been crazy with news all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this new format, like it lets you upload different assets, images, videos, copy, everything. And what it does, it can combine them, creating different ad types, not just showing, apparently, not just showing one of the assets or the other, but combining them in videos, carousels. Um, it looks like it's going to be very flexible in that way.
Okay. I'm a little confused, and I don't know if somebody or many people in the audience as well, because we had dynamic creative. We have those ads in which you can actually upload multiple assets. So how is this different from those options?
It's not super clear yet. It seems like you always have like different ways of doing the same thing, but there's always some differences in one way or the other. This way it's not super clear, but dynamic ads normally choose one of the assets and show that. Flexible ads are supposed to be able to combine them. For example, create a slideshow from the images or create carousel. It looks like it's going to be that difference. Um, we need to start testing it to see how it goes.
Yeah, and my friends, this is another signal saying us that we need to embrace AI. This is another effort towards the automation. You know, if you are one of those advertisers or media buyers who like touching everything all the time, that era is coming to an end. I'm not saying which option is better. Of course, we all have different thoughts and point of views on that. But all I'm saying is that it's going towards that direction, right? This is another effort from Meta's and to have these automated, on the ad side of things. So if you are now currently uploading manually some assets and deciding whether it's going to perform as a GIF or as a video or as a image. Now, Meta is going to say, "Hey, give me the assets. I'll decide what I will do with them. I might be able to carousel a video or anything that I want." Right?
Yes, it's difficult for media buyers and for advertisers in general to give up so much control, but that's where the industry is going.
Yeah, we can start doing something else though. For example, this brand, this is a beauty brand, but it's a special beauty brand. Listen well, they have a four-step formula to build customer loyalty that has worked for them. These might not work for you necessarily, but I'm sure there are many takeaways that you can get from these. These four-step formula is about the following. Let me give you more context before that. They are a makeup brand that target women in their 60s and 70s, right? On one hand, is not an easy audience because they are not, or many of them are not online or buy online as younger people do, right? But on the flip side, if they are online, they might be online for a long time. At least I know my grandmother is so, right. So there are ups and downs, right? So what they do is the following. The first step is they create content, but not any content. They take customers on a journey that shows them how their products, in this case, are different and demonstrate how to use them. So they show them how they are different and demonstrate how to use the products. Of course, it makes sense because it's makeup, right? There are some product categories that might not need explanation. In this case, it does. And the key to success, as they say, is earning uh, their customers' trust and confidence long before their first purchase, right? That's why we always encourage brands to create content showing many things, not only showing the product, showing a model, showing an actor, etc. We advise brands that connect with through content with their customers.
Yeah, this is so important. It's important because learning how to use the product, the benefits of the product, seeing more than just the characteristics of them, is what can create a huge difference. And people need to see that, especially when you have such a niche audience that you're catering to. You can communicate with them in many different ways, and they probably have unique challenges. Like it's not the same teaching a 60 or 70-year-old woman how to use your makeup because they have probably been using makeup all of their lives than a 20-year-old. It's just maybe not just learning, but in the early stages.
Exactly. And content follows you or your customers everywhere. It's not only before they buy, after they buy, it follows them as well. But not just any content. We just addressed how important creating content is to a brand. But the most important thing is to personalize the content to each customer. And you might be wondering, how on earth can I personalize the content for each of the customers, right? Well, it's easy, right? Let's say somebody buys a product that is, I don't know, some shades or something that they lipstick or anything else. In this case, they again sell makeup for women, right? So what they do is they follow up with content specific content for the customer to make the most from the product. It would be a tutorial video or anything else that activates the customer, and then in the future, if they like them, come back for more. Why do I say activate the customers? Because there are different industries. In this case, beauty industry. You need to activate the customers. They buy a lipstick. If they don't ever use it, it's not likely that they buy from you again, and it makes sense. But on the flip side, if you can help them activate and encourage them on the night routine to do whatever, the 3 tips to do better, whatever, right? So you can help them activate, and according to them, that led to a huge improvement in the retention as well.
And personalization is super important, but they have an advantage that I think women tend to be very loyal to the shades that they use in their makeup. Like some women explore more, but you know which are your colors, you know which tone of lipstick or eyeshadow you want to use. So you can keep recommending these women other products in the same shades that you already know that they like and they use. So you don't have to guess what's the next color they're going to buy, because it's probably going to be very similar to the previous one.
I don't know much about that, but I believe you. I don't know my shade colors or lipstick colors. I haven't tried that. Although my 4-year-old twins always like to, so I just say, hey, go to mom. I don't know how to take it out, how to take it off. I don't know how to just probably on the hand. I'm okay with that, but otherwise, I don't know. I'm not so sure if it's my color, right?
You need to find your shade.
Sorry?
You need to find your shade.
I need to find my shade. That could be my motto.
Yeah, and the third step, that's community, creating their community, right? They created a Facebook group, a private Facebook group, have more than 9,000 members, and they're active members, correct?
90% of them, as they said, are active, right?
That's huge.
Awesome. And not only online, they also meet in person regularly, as they said. So that's awesome. It's a true community.
That's a true community, yeah. And when they stop talking about the product and start sharing about their lives, meeting each other and sharing, in general, then you have something special there.
Yeah, we had a great episode on building a community with Brock Mamoser at Frostbody. It wasn't long ago, probably a month or so ago. So look that up, because he gives his framework on how he built his community, right? So in case you're wondering, hey, I don't have any community, can I start now? Or was it something from the past that these brands carry up until now and they use it and they leverage? No, you can start now. Frostbody, for instance, started their community last year. They had 0 members. And today, the last time we spoke, they had over 20,000 25,000 members and counting, adding, I don't know if 1,000 or 3,000 new members a month. That's huge, right? In their case, what they did as a sneak peek is they leveraged their email and SMS base, their subscribe base, because they didn't start from scratch with the customer base. They started from scratch with the community, right? So what they said, what they did was to send to, well, they created a strategy through sending emails and SMS, encouraging people um to join the community. They probably offer, if I recall correctly, discounts and benefits, exclusive benefits for joining the community. And of course, the founder who was the first one to, of course, activate the community and be there creating a lot of content every single day and moderating it, was creating content. And again, it wasn't only about the product, it was content that was appealing to the community. And that's the way at least he did it. And uh, again, it's a good listen if you're interested in building a community as well. But I just wanted to say that it's not only this brand that has a community. Most brands that succeed nowadays, they have a community. Upbeat as well. I interviewed Ron Shah a while ago. I put the episode live again a few months ago because it was worth it. And he tells their journey as well and how they built a community. They have a beautiful community of over, I don't know, 50,000 or more people as well. The fourth is the last but not least is listening. We have heard this advice from countless brands on this podcast alone, and I have listened to that from many influencers and 8 and 9 figure brands as well. Listening to your customers plays a huge part in a brand's success, right? To take the community as an example, but that's not the only one. Social listening, feedback from customers. If you have a post-purchase survey, if you call the VIP customers, we interview the guys at Man-Made, an underwear, a men's underwear brand, and they call their VIP customers to ask them why they bought and how they feel with the products they bought, etc., etc. And they even recorded videos for ads, and they are really funny actually. So it's really important. In this case, this brand runs a quarterly survey which goes to everyone who has bought in that period. So that's key. It doesn't only help assess what people like or what they don't, but it also helps release new products because you assess how much interest there is in a specific product or in something that you solve, the price customers are willing to pay, what they need from it, and even the content they would like to see, right? So it's really important to listen to your customers. It's not only a thank you note, it's not a one-way street. It's not a thank you note. I just wanted to clarify that because we know companies that only do that they have a post-purchase flow, thank you for buying, and that's it, right? We need to hear from them, and the questions you ask them are key, right, Flor?
Absolutely, absolutely. Sometimes if you don't craft it very well, you're going to be collecting a lot of information that doesn't give you enough insight or doesn't give you anything to work with. But this brand is doing it amazingly. Like quarterly, they send surveys to their customers to understand how well they know their, for example, return policies, their deliveries, their experience, and so much more that they can then keep coming up with products and content that they want to see.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
So these are 4 tips you can take from this brand. This is again what works for them. It doesn't need to be the same that what works for you. But again, all of these 4 steps, at least to me, make sense, right? They are generic, but they are specific at the same time. And sometimes the simple stuff is what works. We only need to do it for a long period of time instead of doing complicated stuff for a short period of time. So think about it that way, and try to implement that, and give us a, I don't know, send us an email or something like that if that works for you, or even if it doesn't. If it doesn't, send an email to Floor. If it does, send an email to me. Uh, I'm just kidding. So, do we have anything else for today, Floor?
I think those are all of the news for the week.
I think that was it. There are many things that are going on in the market. Meta has released many other things, many new features, like you can advertise to groups. You can, there's something new about the lead generation forms, many things, but we try to keep it simple and relevant to Black Friday and the promotional season. So we wanted to keep it short for this one, as we promised. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you. And thank you, Flora.
Thank you. Bye-bye.